Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little different. I think tier lists are still popular. I'm actually not sure. Could be fun, or it's not. You're watching it either way, so you tell me if it's still relevant or not. I think it's on the verge out, but then this new format came in about you fighting people. And I wanted to go a step further than just fighting someone. I want to fight someone to the death. But not just someone. I wanted to fight the Smurfs to the death. So, this episode, which Smurfs could I smurf to the death? And you'll see my tier list here. On one side we have obviously could smurf to death, right? So those are the ones I could easily just kill right away. And then we have would smurf me to death, so the ones that would beat me up. And then on the, the y-axis? I don't know. I didn't do good in school. On this axis you see deserves to die, deserves to live. Because you don't want to beat up someone for no reason. You don't want to kill someone for no reason. You don't want to smurf someone for no reason. So I got a couple of smurfs here that I'm just gonna fight. So here's how we're doing this. I've decided, because if I was like the height of a man, I'm like 5 foot 11 inches. If I was that tall, I could just stomp on them and they'd probably all squish like a blueberry. So I decided for this entire fight, this entire scenario, I'm gonna be the size of a Smurf, which is I think 3 apples tall. And I'm even gonna include that when I fight Gargamel. So that's what's happening here. If the person I am was the size of a Smurf in actual height, that's how I'm gonna fight them and smurf them. So let's just jump into it. I think we're gonna start with Gargamel, who is kind of an asshole. As you can see, I got a bunch of the different versions of the Smurfs because I just took whatever I found on Google first. So we got Gargamel here, kind of a prick. Does anybody really like him? I mean, he can't catch a Smurf worth shit, and I'm smarter than a lot of Smurfs, I think. So I think I could smurf him. I could definitely smurf him. He's not very smart, and he does deserve to die, but at the same time, I'm thinking he would put up a good fight because he is a grown man, and me as one Smurf probably couldn't outsmart him completely or beat him completely. So I'm gonna put him closer into the center of the could smurf to death side, but completely up on deserves to die, because Gargamel is a bad guy and he deserves to die. Right? Let's just agree on that. So now I'm thinking, let's go with Jokey. You guys like Jokey Smurf? I remember I had like a little figure of this guy, and he had the present. He was laughing as he gave the present to somebody else. So obviously he's full of surprises, but you kind of expect that from Jokey Smurf. So he loses the element of surprise. That being said, he's crafty, and I'm pretty sure he would smurf me to death. He could definitely beat me up, and I don't know what I would do to stop him. I mean, look at him. Look at that face. That's the face of a warlord. Warlord? I don't know. Maybe not warlord, maybe somebody like Loki. Remember Loki from the Avengers movie? And the hit Disney Plus series that is yet to come out? So this guy reminds me of Loki. Does Jokey deserve to die? That's a good question. I mean, I look at him and I see a guy that could survive well, but at the same time, does he deserve to die? I mean, he's kind of a prick, but not every prick deserves to die. I'm gonna put him on the deserves to live side, and he would definitely smurf me to death. So I'm gonna put him like right in the middle of would smurf me to death, but on the deserve to live side. I mean, he's right on the line there where it would be like a neutral fight there when it comes to deserve to live, but whatever. Let's talk about Clumsy. Clumsy is probably my least favorite Smurf. I think it is a fun idea in like retrospect. Like, this guy's he's just clumsy. It's pretty useless, so I could obviously smurf him to death. But he does deserve to live because it's just bad luck. So he's going right in the bottom corner of deserves to live. But I could easily smurf him. Like, just one nice smurf, he's gonna stumble over himself and get smurfed anyway. So I could definitely smurf Clumsy. Who we got here? Here's a classic Smurf. Y'all remember Farmer Smurf? Farmer Smurf. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. He's sick. I love Farmer Smurf. Like, he's obviously the one who saw like the clothes and was like, nah, I'm gonna try for something a little more me. And you know, he's got a, what is that, a hoe or a pitch? No, like is that just a fork? I don't know, I'm not a farmer. You can tell he's a farmer because he's got like that thing in his mouth too. That's pretty cool. So I definitely think Farmer could attack me and hurt me. Like, look at him. The smug cockiness of this guy alone could definitely do some damage to me, and I know like farmers are strong, they work hard, they play harder. He could definitely injure me, and he's a hard-working man, and he probably has a family to feed. Where do Smurf babies come from? That's we're not gonna bring that up, but Farmer Smurf, he definitely deserves to live, and I think it's a little more. It might be a little more of a fair fight, because if I have the average strength of a man at that size, and this comes with me, I could definitely tackle him. So I'm gonna put him closer to the neutral side where the fight would be even, and he definitely deserves to live over Jokey. So I'm gonna put Farmer right there. I think that's about fair, don't you guys? Let me know in the comments if you think it's fair. Let's do Handy Smurf. Yes, the carpenter Smurf, because they all live in mushrooms. Why is there a guy doing carpentry? Who knows? I could definitely beat the shit out of this guy. I could Smurf him up, and he does not deserve to die. I'm gonna put him on literally the opposite side of the deserves to live opposed from Farmer, because they're about the same guy, but I think, you know, being a farmer, you're a little stronger carpentry, you use a little more of your mind, but that's not gonna help you when you're being Smurfed, you know? So we got a few more Smurfs here. What are you guys thinking? Let's go with Brainy. This one is... Is there a Smurf I relate to? Absolutely. It is probably Brainy. I'm not that smart though. I just wear glasses. And he's the only Smurf that wears glasses. So I could definitely beat him up. Smurf him something fierce. And he definitely deserves to die. Because he's an arrogant asshole. And that's all we're gonna say on Brainy, because fuck Brainy Smurf. Let's go with Greedy. Look at this guy, just eating right out of the honey jar, like a fucking Pooh Bear or some shit. I'm sure Greedy is fat and gluttonous, so I could definitely get the upper hand on him, but then again, that's a lot more work and I'd get tired fast because I'm a lazy fuck too. I think it'd be a fair fight between me and Greedy. So I'm gonna put him right in the center here, but does he deserve to die? Well, anybody who's greedy definitely deserves to die. Like, I've seen Wall Street, you know? I'm gonna put him more right here, right in the center there. We'd have a pretty fair fight, but I think at the end of the day, his greed is gonna be his downfall. And we got Papa. Look at this sexy mofo. Have you ever seen a DILF? Papa Smurf is the definition of a DILF. Like, look at this sex machine. Holy cow, that's a man's man. I'm obsessed with him. He could definitely Smurf me to death, and he does not deserve to die because he has all of his Smurfs to take care of. Oh, he's so hot. I love Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf is like the ultimate fighter. Like, he could wipe the floor with Dr. Manhattan and anybody in his path. Absolutely, 100%. Papa Smurf could annihilate anyone he sees. Love you, Papa. Alright, let's do Chef Smurf. Chef Smurf. Look at this dude. This guy could easily be taken out because he's gonna be too distracted baking. Does he deserve to die? Of course he doesn't. He's a chef. We need to eat. We need chefs. I'm gonna put him right there because I think Clumsy is a little too innocent and Handy is just a little too innocent too, where Chef could do a little damage to you and hurt you a bit. Alright, we got 4 Smurfs left. Are these my 4 favorite Smurfs? Let's take a look. Painter Smurf. Painter Smurf is stupid looking. Why is he in a bow tie? That makes no sense. Where'd he get that jacket? I feel like if you're painting, you'd want to be shirtless. But I'm not a painter, so what do I know? He's definitely gonna... I could definitely Smurf him to death. And I think he deserves to die because painters are all assholes. So he's gonna be right next to Brainy over here. Just like easily could defeat, but little bit of a challenge. Doesn't really deserve to die, but he definitely does not deserve to live. Here we go. The ugliest Smurf I put on here because this one is Vanity. Oh, that's good. That is fucking good. Vanity is probably my favorite Smurf just because he's so weird. Like, he's just obsessed with himself, so I could definitely Smurf him to death. And he's gonna be the exact opposite end of Papa because he's going right up there. Anybody who is full of themselves deserve to die. And he's so underappreciated and unloved. Underappreciated and unloved. That he's gonna be really small in the corner and not even worth looking at anymore. Vanity, you stay there and you just be worthless. So now we are, what the fuck? So now we are down to our last two Smurfs. And as you can see, it's pretty fair that I could take down a lot of Smurfs. And now we are going to see the one Smurf who could obviously destroy me, and that is Hefty. Look at this guy. That is a man's man Smurf, like Papa. Does Hefty deserve to die? Probably a little more than Papa does. He could obviously easily annihilate me too. So he's gonna be going up closer to the deserves to die section. Hefty's really strong. I can't beat a strong man. I know that from not personal experience, but just probability of who I am as a person. I cannot take on a strong man. And that leaves us with Smurfette. Smurfette is probably the best Smurf. Would you guys agree? Or to agree to disagree? That being said, I couldn't hurt her. She's just too precious, so she could definitely Smurf me to death. And on that note, she deserves to live because she has been through the ringer and she's going to be right next to Papa. Look at that. So I think this is a pretty fair and accurate statement of how I could defeat the Smurfs, where I would rank them on the scale of me destroying them to them destroying me, and if they deserve to live or die. I'm surprised that it's a fairly even output, like more deserve, well, let's see, 6 deserve to die and 6 deserve to live. Or 7 deserve to live and 5 deserve to die, because Gargamel's not a Smurf. Look at that, guys. That has been a very surprising outcome. I think it's very accurate and very true to the Smurfs. Let me know what you guys think. Do the Smurfs deserve to live? Do they deserve to die? All in good fun, isn't it? Or isn't it? I don't know. Let's find out. Well, we did find out. So let's stop there and pretend this wasn't a complete fucking waste of time. Goodbye.